Breaking news! The 2025 NFL Draft is behind us, but the excitement over what Howie Roseman accomplished for the Philadelphia Eagles is still at full throttle. The buzz is real and the anticipation is absolutely contagious. The atmosphere behind the scenes is heating up, and I have some very important information to share with you. We all know the Eagles are locked in on one mission, getting back to the Super Bowl. And for that to happen, the Eagles need a roster packed with talent and depth. I'm going to tell you everything I've been finding out, so get ready. But before we dive deep into this breakdown, make sure you smash that like button if you've been a die-hard Philadelphia Eagles fan for over 20 years. It's amazing to see different generations supporting this beloved franchise. If you feel that pride too, drop a comment saying, "Go Eagles!" My heart bleeds green and white. Starting with the basics, Mel Kiper Jr. dropped his draft grade for the Eagles, giving the team a strong A-. And honestly, looking at the work Howie Roseman did, it's hard to disagree. Entering the draft, the Eagles didn't have any pressing, desperate needs, and that gave Howie the luxury of going after high-upside players without feeling boxed into making safe, boring picks. They started out by moving up one spot in the first round to grab linebacker/edge rusher Jayad Campbell at number 31 overall. Now, a lot of experts were calling this a major value pick, and I've got to say, the versatility Campbell brings is incredibly exciting. He's a chess piece for Vic Fangio's defense, someone who can fly sideline to sideline, rush the passer, and cover space in the middle of the field. There are some concerns about his knees and shoulders, injuries that may have caused his slight draft fall, but the Eagles feel confident in their medical evaluations and are betting on his upside. Moving into the second round, with the very last pick at number 64 overall, the Eagles selected Texas safety Andrew Mukuba. It's true, some thought this might be a small reach, but Mukuba has that infectious energy and physical style that reminds a lot of people of C.J. Gardner-Johnson. The comparison isn't just lazy, it's real. Mukuba plays bigger than his size, has legitimate 4.4 speed, and his instincts are top-notch. He'll likely be used both at safety and in nickel packages, offering that versatility that's crucial in modern NFL defenses. Ty Robinson was another name that jumped off the page. Nearly 290 pounds, but moving like a man much smaller, Robinson can plug holes in the middle or shift out to the edge if needed. There's even some playful speculation that if the NFL ever bans the brotherly shove, the Eagles could experiment with Robinson in some special offensive packages. That's the kind of creativity the Eagles coaching staff loves to toy with. In the fifth round, the Eagles picked up McWilliams, a cornerback out of UCF. While he's a bit undersized and has some injury history to monitor, he could quickly carve out a role in the slot, an area where the Eagles have needed more dependable depth. Smile Mondon Jr. was another Georgia Bulldog added to the pipeline. He's raw but explosive, a perfect candidate for special teams initially, with potential to grow into more over time. Drew Kendall was a sneaky good pick at center out of Boston College. Durable, smart, and fundamentally sound, with strong NFL bloodlines. His dad played in the league. Kendall adds to the Eagles' long-standing tradition of building from the trenches outward. The Eagles also grabbed quarterback Kyle McCord out of St. Joe's Prep, a Pennsylvania native who could battle for the QB3 spot behind Jalen Hurts and Dorian Thompson-Robinson. McCord's got size, arm talent, and a little gunslinger attitude that Philly fans are going to love if he ever gets some snaps. On the offensive line, the Eagles doubled down with some developmental picks that could pay huge dividends. Miles Hinton from Michigan brings massive size but needs to refine his technique and match his play to his frame. Meanwhile, Cameron Williams, a massive offensive tackle out of Texas, could be the real steal of the draft. If not for a knee injury, he might have been in first-round discussions. Williams has already slimmed down from over 370 pounds to 330 and still maintains a huge wingspan. Under the guidance of Jeff Stoutland, he could become an absolute monster. Finally, Antoine Powell-Ryland, the edge rusher from Virginia Tech, brings production and explosiveness to Fangio's defense. While his shorter arms may limit him slightly, his ability to disrupt plays behind the line of scrimmage is undeniable. Reflecting on what Mel Kiper said, it's important to remember that last year's draft class, highlighted by Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, helped power the Eagles to a Super Bowl title. Both rookies became instant impact players, Mitchell especially, locking down top receivers and showing incredible durability at a critical position. Cooper DeJean's pick six off Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl is already the stuff of legend. And let's not forget about Jalen Hurts, the former Ivy League safety turned edge rusher, who came on strong late last season. There's a real pipeline of young talent developing in Philly right now, and it feels like the Eagles aren't just building for a one-year window, they're aiming for sustained dominance. Howie Roseman's philosophy shined through once again this draft. While other teams chased flashy wide receivers or reached for quarterbacks, the Eagles invested heavily in the trenches, in physical, versatile defenders, and in depth pieces who can blossom into starters. As ESPN's Jordan Reed and Matt Miller both pointed out, this draft could very well be the one we look back on and say it kept the Eagles' NFC dominance alive and well into the future. But what about you? Now I want to hear from the real heartbeat of this franchise, the fans. Who do you think was the best pick from this Eagles 2025 draft class? Drop your thoughts down in the comments because I'll be reading all of them. When you look even deeper at this 2025 Eagles draft class, what really jumps out is the strategic balance between addressing current roster needs and planning for the future. Jayad Campbell, the first-round pick, embodies this perfectly. The Eagles recognize the uncertainty surrounding Nakobe Dean's health. He's recovering from a serious January injury and entering a contract year. Instead of waiting and hoping Dean would bounce back, Howie Roseman proactively brought in Campbell, who not only fills a potential immediate void but also provides elite athletic upside for the future. His sideline-to-sideline speed and explosiveness are traits that can elevate an already strong Eagles linebacker unit. The same smart approach shows up in the secondary. Last year, the Eagles transformed their defensive backfield by drafting Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. This year, with Andrew Mukuba, they've added another piece capable of impacting multiple levels of the defense. Mukuba's versatility, the ability to play deep safety, nickel corner, and even some linebacker-type responsibilities in certain packages, fits perfectly with the multiple fronts and disguised coverages Vic Fangio loves to dial up. That kind of adaptability is what can take a defense from good to elite, especially in a league where offenses are constantly evolving. It's not just the defense that got stronger. Along the offensive line, you can clearly see the Eagles sticking to their identity, dominate the trenches. Drafting Cameron Williams, despite his limited college experience and injury history, was a high upside swing that fits perfectly with Jeff Stoutland's ability to develop raw talent into Pro Bowl level linemen. Think about Jordan Mailata, a former rugby player turned starting left tackle. If Williams can tap into even half of his potential, the Eagles have added another cornerstone to protect Jalen Hurts for years to come. Speaking of Hurts, the Eagles made sure to shore up the quarterback room as well. Kyle McCord brings a solid, mature presence to the depth chart. While he's unlikely to push Tanner McKee for the QB2 spot right away, having McCord as a developmental project keeps the Eagles' quarterback factory reputation alive and well. He's tough, poised under pressure, and posted impressive numbers at Syracuse, enough to make him one of the most intriguing late-round quarterbacks this year. At the end of the day, this draft once again showcased why Howie Roseman is considered one of the best general managers in the game. He understands the pulse of the team, he reads the league perfectly, and he's always 2 steps ahead. While other teams may scramble to fix mistakes in free agency or with desperate trades, the Eagles keep building from a position of strength year after year. So now I turn it back to you, the heart and soul of this team. Based on everything we've discussed about the Eagles 2025 draft class, do you believe this was the draft that will help bring another Lombardi Trophy back to Philadelphia? Let me know what you think down in the comments. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that subscribe button, drop a like, and stick around. There's another great Eagles video waiting for you right here on the screen. Go Birds!